Today we will be answering the question whether or not the Rode NTG is a good enough microphone to compare to a proper podcast microphone to be able to use it as a podcast microphone. And since 2015 or 16, I own the Rode Podcaster, this big bad boy. And I've placed the NTG within the shot so you can actually see it. And this will be the comparison microphone. Now it's within this little sound treated environment, so I don't get a lot of noises from the street. And I thought, since I have both of these microphones here, why not compare them and see if this one, the Rode Videomic NTG for its $250, will be as good or maybe even better than a proper podcast microphone. So if you intend to use it as a podcast microphone, will it work? And right now the microphone here is plugged in directly to my camera, and of course that would be a pretty bad comparison since this one will be plugged in directly into my MacBook and recording with proper recording software from DaVinci Resolve. And so the go-about or the plan is to plug both microphones into the laptop and have them recorded there, while I only get the video image from the Sony. Okay, first I'm going to try the Rode Podcaster, and then I'm going to try the Rode NTG. I'm not going to do a blind comparison because, yeah. And okay, so here we go. Okay, so now you're listening to the Rode Podcaster. This is what it would actually sound like. And both microphones are the same distance from my mouth. The one sits a bit lower, the one a bit higher, but basically they are both right in front of my mouth, as I used to use this microphone for podcasts. The neat thing about it is that you have a microphone output or a headphone jack, so you can monitor your own audio, especially nice when you're actually recording a podcast and you need to listen to what the other person is saying. Anyways, this is the sound quality you get out of the Rode Podcaster. And the mic itself is, the gain knob on the mic itself is set to maximum because it's a rather silent mic. Well, you need to speak quite clearly and loudly for it in order to produce a loud enough sound. And this is basically the audio quality. There's nothing wrong with it, and I haven't had any complaints about it. My podcast hosts or guests always were quite happy with the audio quality, and so I have absolutely no complaints. If your intent is running a podcast or do voiceovers, this is the mic I would recommend. Okay, and now you're listening to the Rode Videomic NTG. And like the Rode Podcaster, this one is plugged in directly into the laptop, and the audio is recorded into DaVinci Resolve. And this is what it would sound like. Let me put this away for a second. So both devices had about the same distance. And I think, knowing the Rode Podcaster, it might sound a little bit roomier than the Videomic NTG, as it's a different kind of microphone. Meaning that I bet that the environment will be picked up more from the Podcaster than it will be from the Videomic NTG. For one, there's this giant softbox with a light that has a fan, and I myself can hear the fan quite clearly. I don't think that the Rode Videomic NTG will pick up that noise, but I'm not sure about the Rode Podcaster. Anyways, this is what the Rode Videomic NTG would sound like if you plug it directly into your computer and use it as a voiceover microphone or a podcast microphone. Like the Rode Podcaster, it has a headphone output as soon as you plug it in as a USB microphone. So the output for your camera from the microphone, so this one, will turn into an output for your headphones as soon as you plug in the USB-C cable. So I'm quite anxious to figure out what it would actually sound like. So I'm gonna have a listen now, and then I'll come back. Well, what can I say? I am a bit surprised, honestly. I don't know, maybe I made some mistake. I basically put the gain knob on the Rode Podcaster to maximum. The gain knob on the Rode NTG was at 4, and the settings on my recorder were absolutely the same. I didn't change anything. I just plugged in one mic after the other and hit record. I didn't do anything adjusting gain within the settings. But boy, quite a difference, huh? The Podcaster sounded to my ears like I wasn't even using a microphone compared to this one. And I'll give you an example of bad audio by just plugging out the mic. By the way, it's plugged in directly into the camera as well, again. And so you know that I didn't use bad audio or bad way to record the audio. But compared to the NTG, it's night and day. This microphone, there's no post-processing applied to any of these two microphones. They are as they come. And I don't know if the technology of audio recording has come such a long way, or honestly, if I made a mistake recording, but the Rode Podcaster sounded to me, without any compression, absolutely unusable compared to the NTG. And so if you think of buying a studio microphone for podcasts or voiceovers, and there's a slight chance, or even without that slight chance, that you might use it as a on-camera shotgun mic or a mic like I do right now, go for the NTG. Skip the Rode Podcaster and go for the NTG. The Rode Podcaster is still $189, and the NTG is $250 with the option of putting it on a camera or using it on a boom pole or like this. And honestly, I wouldn't use the Rode Podcaster anymore when I have the Rode NTG. I don't know what I'm going to do about it or with it, but if I record another podcast, I will be using the Rode NTG and not the Rode Podcaster. I don't know. As I said, if you realize a mistake I made, again, the gain knob on the Rode Podcaster was to maximum, and on the Rode NTG it was at 4. If I made a mistake, please let me know in the comments below to redo this test with the proper settings for the Rode Podcaster. But if not, here's your answer if you can use the NTG as a proper podcast and voiceover microphone over a designed podcast and voiceover microphone. And with that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.